Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez and today I'm going to be showing you how to assemble the Glow ParaPop by Flashpoint. And I don't want to make this video longer than it is, so I'm just having first showing you guys the items that you're going to receive in the box right here from the, right from the start. This is the actual Octabox itself. This is the bag. This is the mount that you're going to get. This is the Bowens mount you're also going to get, and this is a Speedlight bracket, so you guys can use the Octabox with Speedlights. And then the last thing is the diffusion panel right here. Okay, so if you plan to use the Speedlight with the ParaPop, then you're gonna have to use this mount. I actually removed it off of the bigger mount. I'm gonna call this guy the bigger mount. I actually had put the Bowens mount on there first, just because I prefer that way. I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. But I'm gonna put this away right now, and I'll show you how you would use it with the Speedlight using this bracket right here. So this is the bracket that you're going to be using, and right here is the Speedlight bracket that you're going to also be using. It's going to go together with the other Speedlight mount. So with this guy, you're just going to make sure that you raise. Well, actually, first you want to loosen this knob, so you guys can raise this up. And then from there, you're going to tighten it. And then you're going to do the same for this side and tighten it. And then from here, you're just going to make sure that the metal rods go into the inserts on the Speedlight bracket. And then you're going to make sure that, you have to make sure that this is loose to begin with. And then from here, you're going to just make sure it gets to around, I think it's around this level. So if you wanted like some sort of estimate between this area right here and this area, like somewhere in between that. So then you would tighten it, and then you would just place the Speedlight on, loosen this area right here. I'll loosen it, and then you would just make sure that the Speedlight's on tight, and then you would be able to move it close, and so that it can go inside right there. And then from there, you'd be good. Then you could start shooting with your Speedlight in the ParaPop. But for now, I'm gonna just go from here to showing you how I'd use it with the Bowens mount. All right, so I have the Bowens mount on the bigger mount right now, and this is actually how I would prefer you guys to use the ParaPop, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you have the Bowens mount on right now, then you'd be able to just start attaching the ParaPop onto this right now. But I'm actually going to show you how I would use the Speedlight with this Bowens mount attached. And let me just go ahead and show you guys what I mean. So this is the Bowens mount right now. It's attached. And I have this bracket here. I actually got this stuff on Amazon, but pretty soon Adorama is going to be carrying these. And this is actually the Speedlight bracket that I'd prefer for most of you guys. I think you guys would enjoy this better, because how I just showed you the Speedlight way with the Glow ParaPop. When you get this guy, all you have to do is just get a Speedlight, put it in here, aim it forward, and then just tighten it, and then that's pretty much it. You're good. And this has a Bowens mount, so it would work perfectly with the Glow ParaPop with the Bowens mount attached. So that way, I think it's easier for you guys, so that if you want to use the ParaPop with the Speedlight, then you could just use this bracket. And if you want to use the ParaPop with a Bowens mount strobe, then you don't have to do anything. You could just leave this aside. Okay, so I'm gonna like I said, I'm calling this the bigger mount. So once you put the smaller Bowens mount on, you're gonna make sure that these things are down. You don't want them up. I made that mistake when I put my ParaPop together. So make sure these are down, as in they're not snapped up here. If they are snapped up, let me just go ahead and put these up, just in case you guys have yours up. If you guys have it like in this position, that means they're in place already. So what you want to do is just, with these two little, these little buttons, I'll call them, you're just going to squeeze them together, and then it should release all the little, these plastic things here. It should release them. So once they're released, then you can start, going into what I'm about to show you. Okay, so once you got all these down, you're going to make sure that this is down, as much as it can get. And from here, you're going to start inserting the rods in. But once you insert the one rod, like I'm about to show you right now, I'm going to insert it there. You need to make sure that you reach underneath the flap of where the rod is placed, and you're going to grab this little rubber band here. Let me just put my fingers underneath so you guys can see it. This little rubber band is what's going to keep it from, you know, staying inside this, you know, plastic insert, you know, when you collapse the Octabox. So from here, you're just going to make sure that you grab the rubber band, and then you're going to pull it so that it goes into, let me see if I can get, I'm going to move these out the way. There's a little, you know, a little hook underneath the plastic insert. That's where you're going to place the rubber band. So I'm going to grab the rubber band now, and I'm just going to pull it so that it, you know, goes into that spot. So let me see. Okay, so I put it, you know, I'm trying to record this for the video, otherwise, you know, it would be a lot easier. But basically, you're just going to do that. You're going to make sure that the rubber band goes into that little, you know, the little hook for each of the rods, you know, and then after that, then you will be done, and I'll show you, you know, right now when it's finished. All right, so now that you guys got the hard part out of the way, you know, that's, you know, I know it was a bit of a annoying part, but that's the only time that you have to do it. From there, you can set it up and tear it down really easily. So I'm going to show you guys how, you know, how I would set it up. So from here, you just have to make sure that the rods go down, and just, you know, make sure that they snap into place all around. And then that's it. That's how it's set up. So let me show you guys the front. So yeah, that's the, you know, how it looks like right there. This is without any diffusion panels, which I always have both my diffusion panels on. So, you know, I think it's safe to do that. You know, it might not be totally safe, but I've been using mine for a couple of months with both diffusion panels on when I tear it down and when I set it up, and, you know, it hasn't worn down or anything. So let me just go back to the front. All right, this is the front once again. And then from here, when you want to tear down, like I think I showed you guys earlier in the video, you just need to push these two together and these two together. So let me just get that. All right, so on count 3, you're gonna push these two together. 1, 2, all right, 1, 2, 3. So there you go. I know it seems a little like a big snap, but it's honestly, you know, easier than I made it look like. I'm only recording, you know, for the video, so that's why it looks a little more difficult than it needs to be. So pretty much that's it, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, you know, let me know, and, you know, take care. Okay, before I forget, I know I just ended the video, but before I did want to show you how the my previous favorite modifier, the 48-inch ParaPop Octabox, how it sets up, and, you know, why I started using the 30-inch ParaPop a lot more. Just let me show you why. I know most of you guys wonder how I'm using the ParaPop with the Bowens mount Octabox, or Bowens mount strobe like my Explorer. You just have to find the right mount online and then just swap it out. It's very easy. But let me just go back to the demonstration I wanted to show you. So basically, when I take this guy out, I have to take a, you know, I have to get an opening, you know, maybe rip a little bit of, or take off, you know, part of the inner baffle to create a, you know, an opening, and take off the, make an opening with the outer baffle as well, and then start to, let me show you. I have to make this little rod here, this center rod. I have to make this go down to the center, and then tighten it. So let me show you that. Okay. All right, I think I got it. Yeah. So I got it tightened. Yeah, I got it tightened now, so I can show you. Yeah. So I have to make sure that that's tightened in there. It doesn't take that long. But outside in the, you know, the hot sun, it gets very hot very quick. So you have to, you know, for one, you know, this might be an issue, maybe not. If you have back issues, you have to bend down with this and then you have to like tighten it. But I just honestly would rather prefer the glow ParaPops design, because I get sweaty super easily during a session. So like I said, in the hot sun, this thing bakes you for the 15 to 30 seconds that you're in there, and that's too much time for me. So yeah, and when I set this up, I have to make sure all the diffusion panels all the way together so you can start using it. So then I have to, at the end of the session, again, I'm there bending down, unscrewing it, and then you actually have to be careful with the pop that you get from whatever you have the Octabox on. Like right now, I have this bit of plastic on here because I know when I take off the rods, when I separate them, it's gonna give me a little bit of a snap. So then yeah, to ease in that snap, you just have to hold the rods together. But yeah, that was way too long of a demonstration for the Pulsey Buff Octabox. I'm gonna set it aside and then get the glow ParaPop. I already showed you guys that, but I'll show you again. I think I mentioned earlier that I do leave the inner diffusion and the outer diffusion on the ParaPop, just because I can start using it right away. No need to do anything. But yeah, so then from here, like I showed you earlier, you just have to make sure that you're snapping the rods into place. I do it one by one. And if you guys want to be overachiever and do 2x2 or something like that, go ahead and do that. But yeah, so now it's set up and I can start using it. Super quick, and I don't have to bend down and get in there and bake. So, and again, to tear it down, you just have to push those little buttons there, and yeah, and then there you go. I know some of you guys were asking for a bit of a review because I have been using it for a couple of months. In summary, I love it just because it's easy to use and it's very quick. It's my go-to modifier for portable situations where I need to be very portable and mobile. I use it with my Streetlight a lot, and I also use it with my Explorer extension head. My Explorer and the extension head that comes with it, because it's also very mobile. So, kitty. Sorry, my cat's there. But yeah, I really recommend it. I highly recommend it. It might be on sale right now by the time I make this video, but if not, then maybe wait or maybe not. I'll end the video with a couple of images that I've taken with it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy those images, and I hope you guys just enjoyed the video. So that's it. Okay, so for the very last thing that I wanted to show you before I forget again, is I did want to show you that I'm actually using a glow ParaPop to soften the light in this video. There's my Explorer, and I have another Explorer. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, I thought you guys would think that was interesting. And yeah, this is the lighting that I'm using. One Explorer bounced to the ceiling, and one Explorer camera left with the glow ParaPop on it.